Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Aloha. Hi, I'm hoping everyone, oh, hold on. Hoping everyone can hear me. See if I get anything back. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Maria. Hi, Rick. Okay, it's difficult to say hi to everybody, but I do what I can. And Nicole, of course. Hi, how are you? And yes, all the beautiful souls that are here. Oh, great. Everybody can hear me. Thank you for letting me know. I think there's a little bit more lag time than I was expecting, but that's okay. So before I go to answering questions directly, I wanted to answer a couple of things that I do know that there have been a number of questions about. One of which is how to use the crystals, because a lot of people have received them now and there's still some going out. Oh, and by the way, everybody's that knows Danny Henderson. Danny is here. She's here to help and spread her love and be here for everyone and for me to help answer questions if I can't get them. And then my sister, Erlene. Erlene, could you post something really quickly so everybody knows what to look for you? I'm just waiting to see what our lag time is like. I set it to 0, but it's clearly not 0. So let me set up a second device so I can see what's going on YouTube. Oh, good. That's another piece of good news. Oh, yeah. See, there's Erlene. She has the DEEMS logo, the white with the pyramid and says DEEMS. That's Erlene. Erlene is my sister. Erlene answers all of your questions when you send them to our email at deemsdevice@gmail.com. So thank you, Erlene. And a lot of you already know her. But if you don't, that's who she is. And she's here to assist and help answer questions.
I'm at the door.
Wrong. Hold on.
It goes straight to your...
Somebody's going to recognize that voice. Okay, let me go on YouTube so I could see what our lag time is like. Sorry for this, guys. This is my first live in this way. It was going through YouTube, so trying to figure out these little issues. Okay, let me set this up. Okay, let me set this up. Oh, it's not too bad. Lag time. I got to turn that down. I don't want to listen to myself. Okay. All right. So I've got that so I can see what's going on. Okay. So the first thing I want to do, first of all, say thank you all so much for being here. I'm so excited about it. It really means a lot. And I got to turn this down because I don't want to hear myself. But yeah, I'm so thrilled and so grateful that everybody's here. And I really want everybody to feel like a community and like a family, and be able to ask questions to one another, because we're all learning what the DEEMS device does. This piece of technology is so new here on the planet that I don't even know what it does. I just followed instructions and built it. So that's where we're at. And so now we're learning together. And that's why I say we're a DEEMS family, because we're in this together. So the first thing I like to do is just touch base really quickly on the crystals. So the most popular one everybody seems to like is the set of 7 with the with our the song style chakra insignias. Get this guy out, okay. And these, unfortunately, we're running out, so these are going to be gone soon. But I've ordered more. It's going to take a couple of months for them to get here. It takes them a while. That's why we have such a long wait time. But anyway, so people were wondering, how to use the crystals more and what the difference is between the sets. Well, this first set that I showed you is the set for, all of them will work for pretty much anything, but people that know like Reiki and energy work and how to apply certain stones and crystals to the body for healing or for balancing the chakras or for charging the chakras or, that type of work. The 7 stone set is kind of geared a little bit more toward that, toward energy healing, toward, balancing on an energy level, so our energy body level versus our nervous system energy level, our body. So, so that's what the 7 sets are. There's 2 sets of 7. There's this, and there is the new set. I grabbed a box that wasn't organized. And this set of 7 does not have the song chakra insignia. Now, the difference between the two, the song chakra insignia is an Eastern. It comes from like Eastern, like China, and through that, and that's been around for a long time. And there's been seekers and seers and stuff throughout the last couple of thousand years that have been visually shown what chakras look like in our body. And so they translated that into simple symbols, and that's what these are. And there's some power to that, that it does assist when you're working on an energy level, it's understanding it, because even though this is a very, 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 very thin engraving, if we look at it sideways, it's like the engraving isn't, but like maybe, the width of a human hair deep. Well, to us, that's barely anything. But on an energy level, there's miles and miles of space to move. And so within that space, as it's flowing through the crystal, it would flow through this way. So if it's on the device with the red dots, you place it on with the red dots, and then you have the vortex flowing this direction. And so it's going through the crystal. And then it's coming to a point, because the crystal, that's the reason for the shape. Cones and pyramids actually, the vortex flows that's coming through, and then it's pushed down to a little point. And then you can imagine it as it comes out, not like a laser, but like a candle flame, little small candle flame. So you're taking this vortex of energy and condensing it down. And then the as it flows through the crystalline properties, because the crystal, being a crystal, is aligned molecular structures in alignment in certain ways. And so depending on the alignment is the type of crystal you have. And then that relates to color and hue and density. So you choose a crystal based on this, on the color density or the location of the body that you want to work at. So as the energy flows through and comes to a point, you can use this little point of energy now. I mean, if you take it off and it's the vortex is still flowing, but it's more universal, a little bit larger, and it isn't condensed to a point. So if you want to work in this area of your body, which would be your third eye, pineal gland, your brain, this whole region, top of your head and down to your throat, you would use amethyst. This is an amethyst. Now the amethyst is associated with this area of the body, as I was saying. And so the vibration of the amethyst and the vibration of your pineal gland and your third eye chakra are very, very similar. And any other color of amethyst, like purple, any other color, purple stone, or if they're natural, will also, be that same vibration. The color is a vibration. So all your chakra colors, all your vibrations are related. So you would use this. Now, say you have a headache, and you want to draw that energy out. You don't have to have the crystal. You could have it on, and you just keep it around, wherever you're feeling that, and you would draw some energy out. But then off after a couple or a few minutes, you could turn it around, and you can bring some of this amethyst, or even if it's not on, you can still do it. It will still work for you. And then also do that. And then what you're doing is you're bringing in energy through your third eye. And that exponential energy will help you, if you have a headache, it'll help relieve pain in that area. It'll help balance that area, help balance your chakra, and it will help kind of speed it up as well. So a lot of people have used this and found that as soon as they hold on to it, they're connected, in a way they've not been connected before. So that's like super exciting. You don't even have to have the crystals for this. Anything I speak of will work without the crystals. The crystals are just targeting certain areas of your body. So that's whether it's the energy body, physical body, or nervous system body. So that it'll work either way. Now, if you use the same set of 7 without the song chakra insignias, it'll do the same thing. But just like taking the vortex energy and putting a crystal on and then focusing it, the song chakra symbol helps to guide it into that energy a little bit better. They're very, very close to being the same. But also our intention, whether we like or dislike the song insignia, will make a difference in how the device works, because it's so intuitive and connected to you. It's your energy that it's working with. So it doesn't matter which set you get, really. And if you have a preference, then it might matter. If you don't have a preference, they'll both work just the same. So each of the colors of the stones, we have the clear quartz, which would be our crown chakra, the amethyst, which is third eye, lapis lazuli, which is our throat. Then the green, which is green aventurine, is our heart chakra. Then we have tiger eye. That stone's a little small, so it keeps falling out. We have tiger eye, which would be our solar plexus. We have orange aventurine, which would be our sacral. And then, of course, red jasper will be our root chakra. And so you choose it based on that. Now, there's another set that we have. What's right here? That has 8. Now, the set of 8, the stones that I had shipped in, do not have the song chakra, because these are more based in protection and healing. They're not as focused on energy body. Now, they'll all work for that. But the intention, as I say, the intention of what we do and use is what's important, So I don't have the symbols on these, because not focusing a specific region or task to that gives it a more broad healing and protection, so there's nothing attached to it. So we have the same. We have the quartz, clear quartz, again for the crown, then the amethyst again, lapis, green aventurine, tiger eye. But instead of the orange aventurine, we have rose quartz. Now, rose quartz is really quite similar in vibration to orange aventurine, because it has a lot of red in it and some yellows. So it has a lot of the same properties, but rose quartz is really wonderful for healing. And the reason we want the healing in the rose quartz in the sacral area is because the sacral chakra is the vibration of healing and the vibration of manifestation. That's it's like the area of the womb that women have because they're creating, and so this is good for creation, healing, and repair. And so then we have the root chakra again is red jasper. But what we've added to this set is this stunning little black stone, which is black obsidian. Now, black obsidian, I think is really important right now on Earth in a lot of ways. Because a lot of times our ailments, our illnesses are based on, some negative influences on our body and our life, and so we want to protect ourselves from them. So black amethyst is like really excellent for protection. Negativity doesn't like black obsidian, so they kind of flee from it. They flee from a lot of these, but they really flee from this. So if you're finding negativity in your life and you want to draw negativity out of your body, you would have it again on the red vortex side. You'd have it pointed out, of course. And then you would just, if there's any negative energy in your body, tension, upset, anger, fear, any of these emotions you want to get rid of, then you would just kind of have that, and you maybe go around your heart, around your head, because we have our big brain and our little brain. They both have the very, very similar neurons, so they're highly connected. And so you treat them as the same kind of organ, really, in a lot of ways. But you can just draw a lot of negative energy out. You can also draw negative energy out by holding it in your right hand, and holding it, or you can hold it this way, whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's just easier for me. I hold it like this. And what this does is, because the energy is coming in from the bottom and the left side, so basically you can envision drawing energy in from your left hand, wherever it is, usually earth, magnetic field, I kind of aim down a lot. And then imagine that energy flowing through your arm, up your shoulder, throughout your whole body, and then coming out your right hand. So right now I'm drawing whatever negativity that's within my body out, just kind of in a general basis. But again, if you want to target an area, say you have, I know somebody that's really dealing right now with, some issues in their brain, and so we need to draw some of that negative energy out. And so I just suggest, and she sleeps with it, on the back of her head. So you can see, just kind of keep it in that area. I've had her just however long it was comfortable. You're drawing energy out. But then also what you can do is, once you've done that, you can turn it over and you can go in as well. And that kind of puts some of this protection, kind of putting it into that area. And you can do this on any part of your body you want. And this works just as much with the meridians of the body. We have all these documents on our deemscompany.com. And you can scan down to, I think it's called DEEMS downloadable data materials or something. And so in there you have the meridian chart, you have acupuncture, acupressure, you have just some information on the stones in there. But then you can go in there and print them, they're free. So there's actually a chart in there of the meridians. And so you can tell by the color of the meridian, there's lines and then there's like dots throughout in this image from the front and the back. So if you're having a problem in your stomach, it shows yellow lines, and in your stomach there's a dot, so that you know that that's yellow. So yellow would be associated with tiger eye. Well, let's do something you can see on the screen. So say I have an issue with my throat. So what you do is you grab, because you look at the meridian chart and you see that on the meridian chart, that area is blue, because that means that the lapis lazuli will work in that area. So you take if you have something with your throat, say it's painful, if it's pain, you want to go inward, because you want to encourage the moving of those pain factors, whether it's inflammation or any other issue. And so by aiming it inward at your throat, See, I have the chakra one, but still they both work for both. Aim it in, and it should relieve pain pretty quickly. If not, leave it there. You can leave it there for up to an hour, and then just see how you feel. And then you're kind of pushing energy in. Now, it could be if you're not feeling much of relief right away, then turn it over and draw it out, because maybe you need to draw that energy out first. So maybe some blocked or negative energy that's in there that's causing the pain. So it really depends. It's on the individual. It's on the individual for the circumstance that the individual is experiencing. So there's a lot of factors, which is kind of why we're here. There's so many things to do. So that just kind of touched base with the stones, because I know people had questions about those and how to use the stones with the device to be most effective. So refer to the charts, the meridian charts. This is really good if anybody's familiar with acupuncture or acupressure. Whatever those acupressure points are, you would just replace with the region of your body. So you'd go to the meridian chart and see what color stone. So you'll pull that color stone, say you're having issues with your heart, maybe it's just palpitations, pain, or indigestion or whatever. You'd go and you'd grab your green aventurine, and then you just go to your heart and try again, first inward, and then if not, then you come out and just draw it out. So just defer to the charts for color. Color is, and you can go to the stone properties to see which stone is which color. So there's 2 different documents. Just take and print them out or whatever. So they're yours for free. Okay, so there's that. So now what I'm going to do, because I don't want to keep you guys for a long time, because it's just kind of a quick thing, and I just kind of want to make a couple of announcements and then kind of pick a few really important questions before we get to who we're going to give our device away to. So, okay, let me pick a question. Let me see what we've got going. Am I still up? Because my second device is frozen. Because the chat's still running, but the video is stopped. Am I correct? Or can you guys hear and see me right now? I am. Okay, great. My device is frozen. Look at that big mouth. Okay, we won't refer to that. But if I do, please say something in the chat. Do all caps so I can see it. So what I'm going to do is kind of scan through and see if we can find. Actually, let's do this. If you have a question, type it in, and I'll try to pick some out, okay? Okay, if I use it before bedtime, will it affect my sleep? From Levon Scott. Levon, it depends on the individual. I would try it and see. Some people just love it. They sleep with it on their pillow, under their pillow, next to them, and they're just so comforted because there's a lot of protection to this vibration. This is source energy, and source energy is creation energy. Creation energy is love energy. Love energy is light energy, and negative entities, negative energies do not like it. So people sleep with it just because they feel better. And some people that are under attack in their life, like the device because they can sleep with it and they feel protection, and they actually have protection. So you can sleep with it, but I would test it just to see. It might, if you're real sensitive to energy, it might keep you up. And so it may take some nights for you to get adjusted to sleeping with it, but give it a try. Okay. Does it, Heather Wiggle, does it help with skin conditions such as psoriasis? I've been told it does. I've not seen that it has, but I have been told. Okay, I love this. Mary Bumpass. I'm clumsy and tend to drop things. Will the crystal still work if the point breaks off? Yes, it will. I am clumsy and tend to break things myself. So I have a number of crystals that have the tips tipped off. You're welcome, Heather. Okay. Wired or weird? I'm not sure. I love the name Weaver. Question: what crystal is good for osteoarthritis? You don't even have to have a crystal for osteoarthritis. Those types of pain, they're throughout the body. You don't need a crystal. I have arthritic issues in my hands, so I just do this with the red dots, or I'll just hold it. Red dots in, because don't forget, red dots is the vortex side. So imagine a little tornado from the red dot side. So the red dots, a little tornado is going into your hand, and just leave it there, hold it there, or hold it this way. It doesn't matter. Or do this. I mean, just have it in the area. You can detach yourself. You can go a few inches above it. The vortex tip is about here. So you have, 2.5 inches. You could do it as far away as you like, but it's most effective within 2 to 3 inches, or touching you. It's fine, whatever you like. So for osteoarthritis, you don't need to have a stone. If you choose to have a stone, say if you have arthritis in your hand, I would use either amethyst or clear quartz, because they're more broad and they're not specifically targeted, and you want to draw that energy on the pain energy without targeting a specific area. Okay. I hope that answered your question. Okay. Now I'm quite behind. Okay. Oh, Susan Foley, great question. Can the DEEMS be used for distant healing? There is no such thing as distance in healing. It doesn't matter if you're on another planet, another universe, or if you know how, or even another dimension. So it depends on the individual. So if the individual is able to heal at a distance, then you're going to be able to heal better at a distance. Okay. Yes. Okay. Julie Cumming. Does the strength magnet mean you need to keep other metals a distance away from it? Yes. Absolutely. These are really deceiving. They don't seem like a problem, but I'll do a demonstration for you guys. Hold on. Just one second. Okay. Here are 2 ring magnets. See, chips and all kinds of things that I do to them when we're working with them, because they're so powerful, they even catch me off guard. So any metal, you just don't want near it. You don't want any electronics near it, just simply because they're magnets. They're magnets. So things are going to stick, but especially with each other. Let me show you how strong these are. These look innocent, don't they? They look so nice and innocent, like they're not going to do anything to be harmful. They're not. They make me nervous at times when there's 2, but they can draw metal almost as much. Now they draw each other quicker and more powerfully because they both have 45 pounds of force. And so then it's like 94 pounds of force versus 42, but it just as an example of any kind of metal you don't want to have around it, you can just see, how strong they are, and that's on the side, the weakest part. And I'm a little nervous, but I'm going to do it. I got to get them apart. Okay. See, normally we have these things between them. See, I can't put them together because that's the opposite forces. But if I see, then they're together, right? Well, that's with this spacer. But without, let me see if I can do this in a way you guys can see it. They shatter. They're so powerful when they slam together. They shatter each other, or at least one of them. So I've had a lot of those issues. So they're very powerful. Keep them away from metal. Within your body, I have a titanium rod, because I had a cervical spinal reconstruction. The titanium and cobalt implants, like hip joints, elbow joints, shoulder joints, knees, whatever, they're not ferromagnetic. So they really don't attract metal, or magnets rather. And so I have it around my neck all the time, and it's fine. But if you have like a pacemaker, or you have insulin pump or pain pump, those have electronics, and those have other different metals in them, and that will affect them. So do not use them on those devices. If somebody has a pacemaker, keep it away, absolutely far away. So yes, keep it away from metals. Okay, we talked about long distance healing. Let's find another question. Kristen Boyson. I will answer, that question. We have never had anyone who's had any Western medical issues with any sort of inoculations have any issues ever. Nobody's reported that to us. Okay, Susan Foley, do the chips or injuries to the magnet cause them not to work, or if they are broken? Well, each one of these broken pieces is still a magnet. So the magnet still works, but it's not whole. See? So answer to your question, they do still work. And if there are chips on them, they do still work. The issue with them is that the chips, well, the magnets are made in a way, I can't recall the name, but they're compressed like a pill in like a machine to create, a shape. So they're compressed, and when they're compressed under heat, they create the rings in that way. And so the reason they're covered in nickel is because they'll rust, because neodymium will oxidize. So if they chip, that chip will oxidize. It will still work, but you'll have a chip with oxidized rust area, and it's up to you whether or not you want to replace it. Christy Curtis, I have chronic horrible migraines over 45 years, behind the eye and base of the neck. I get worse when Schumann is high. Would the DEEMS be too much energy? Tricky question. The reason I say it's tricky is because we're individuals. I've never known anybody that has had issues with headaches that they got worse. That's never been reported to me. If I have headaches, it takes it away. And there's the Schumann resonance vibration. You are kind of focusing it. So if it makes it worse, I don't know. You'd kind of have to try and see. Now, it could be if you're drawing it out, not using the red side, you're using the opposite side, the unmarked side. You might be drawing that vibration out of your head. So that might be positive, but you would just have to try it and see. I don't know. Patricia, great question. Can you use it with kids? Not toddlers, not infants at all. I mean, you could with toddlers, but not infants, and definitely not with unborn children. If you're pregnant, just don't use it because the science is still out. Research is still out on whether or not magnetism has an effect on a fetus. And this is so powerful, it's just not worth the risk. I wouldn't want anybody to risk it. But on children, from toddler up, yes. And in fact, my niece, Brittany, here she is. Okay, actually, she replied to somebody's question too. Thank you for that, Brittany. Brittany Brzee. I don't know if you know how to raise your hand, or you can just do a quick thing, a quick, type in and push send, whatever that's called. There, she said hi. Okay, everybody, this is my niece, and Erlene's daughter. So they're connected. She has information on that. She uses it with her kids, and she loves it. They love it. Her toddler walks around with it, and he's slightly on the spectrum. And Brittany, if you want to, type anything in, you're welcome to do that. But she definitely has had a lot of experience with that. And we're going to do a video in the next week or two, and we're going to start with some people such as Brittany. Maybe I'll put Brittany and Erlene on at the same time so you guys can see who they are. We'll do a video for that, and then we'll do customers after that. Every few days. Okay, so I don't think I answered that question. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'm going to have to just catch up here real quick. Okay. 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 Any more questions? Let me see. Oh, SD, Underdown. I think that's how you spell your name or say your name, SD. On animals. Yes, on animals. Absolutely. This gets me so excited. First of all, I love animals. I'm totally an animal lover. Animals love this thing, especially cats. Cats have a pretty high intuition, and a lot of people report that their cats will go and lay on it and sleep. They just love this thing. I've had some other people. A lot of us know Elena Denon. Elena Denon's cat, had some issues. She was still taking it to the vet, which I totally recommend doing. You don't rely on this, but her cat sleeps with it as well. And every time Elena gets it out, the cat comes over and is kind of up with it. So cats love it. I don't know if she's here. I haven't seen her, but I have a couple of clients. I have one in Los Angeles. She's a holistic and Western medicine veterinarian, and she uses it on her clients, pets, mainly cats and dogs. And she said that some of those dogs that have hip dysplasia or animals that are in pain, she'll use this device on them. She uses the vortex side, the mark side, and she'll just rub it over their hips, a couple inches away for 5 or 10 minutes. And she said some of those dogs for a week will be running around like they're puppies, because their pain has been relieved. And so there's, that's pretty good because there's no placebo effect with animals. So that they're truly feeling relief, and that's what makes me so happy. That I also have another lady who I was looking for. I haven't seen her, who has horses, and she uses it on the horses. And I was actually kind of looking forward to an update on that as well, and I haven't received it. So we'll talk about that someday as well if it comes through. Okay. All right, let me find another question. Wait. All right, I just saw a question. I just lost it. So sorry. Okay. Oh, Susan, Susan Foley, this is a really good question. Thank you for asking it. This cannot be used to erase memory. No, it cannot. That is one of the reasons that I used beeswax as a stabilizer inside. And if you don't know how these are made, you go to the stay on this channel and look for how it's made or whatever video. But anyway, this device is fashioned after the one that was used in the SSP, but the one in the SSP has a port down here, and this port charges, but also it has computer chips in it. And so it's fully electrical. This is fully magnetic, which is a natural energy. And it has a piezoelectric energy. And that's the same that's in your pineal gland. So that's a natural energy as well. So we're focusing magnetic, earth and universal energy, and piezoelectric energy. So those are not harmful energies because they're natural. And so that, because of that, it cannot detach your consciousness, nor can you erase memory with it. It's just not powerful enough because it's not electric and it is not programmable. So it will not do that. Excellent question, though. Thank you. This is an interesting question. Ray Supernard, does it help varicose veins? Excellent question. I don't know. I will say that one of the whole primary purposes of the device is to move electrical impulses through your nerves to help move it along. And moving along, say if I injured my arm and it wasn't cut open, but it was just kind of bruised and painful and inflamed, then you'd come and you'd use it on that area. And what it does, this little vortex is penetrating that area of your body and then penetrating those nerves, penetrating that tissue. And in that penetration, it helps get those nerves flowing again, because when you have inflammation and injury and inflammation, those nerves are often blocked. And that blocking of the nerves is a huge factor in pain. And so this motivates the nerves to move along, because electrical and magnetic energy work so well together that the magnetism kind of like pushes along the electrical impulses of the nerves. And then it also pushes other pain and inflammation factors along as well. So like inflammation in that body part, like muscle tissue, it encourages the flow, the release of white blood cells. It helps move those along, and so it reduces inflammation. If there's water retained in that area or blocked electrical energy in that area because there's no flow of nervous impulse nerve impulses, it just moves those things along. So I've lost the essence of your question, but I hope I answered it in that diatribe. Okay, what else have we got going? Okay, Rakakarach, I hope I said your name right. That's a fun one. Can you use it over babies? No. I said a little earlier, if they're a toddler getting on their own and stuff, then their physical body's not developing, especially their brain, as much. There's kind of set when they're a toddler. But before they're a toddler, that you just can't use it on babies, and you certainly can't use it on unborn children. Okay. Levon Scott, can I use it? I love this question. Can I use it to protect me against harm in the subway? I'm not laughing at the question. I'm loving the question, and I laugh. I bring joy in at that moment. If you're speaking of protection of stagnant, trapped energy that's often held underground, especially in tubes and tunnels, because the flow of negative energy stays in that space. So you tend to have a lot of negative energy, and especially because people are attracted to that, and then they add to it, and it gets worse and worse and worse. So anywhere you go, if you have the DEEMS with you, it will, because we have like a toroidal shaped energy field around our body. And that field is a field that we can use as a field of protection. And because this is drawing exponentially more energy through our body because we're holding it, that energy field, that protection, that crystal bubble that's around us is much stronger. So my answer to you is yes, this is not something negative energy likes. So they'll flee from it. They don't want to be in that because it depolarizes them. They're negative. This is positive. And this positivity is much stronger than they are. I don't care who they are. They just draw from it. And so they don't want to be near it. But then also it basically amps up your force field around you. So you're much more protected. So I would say absolutely yes. And a caveat to that is it would especially protect you from like physical form, like some crazy dude coming up at you. Just hit him with it. That'll protect you. All right, who else? Okay. Okay, NYC enzyme. I'm assuming that's how you say it. Third eye pineal gland benefits, how to use. That's a good question. As I said a little bit earlier, the pineal gland, third eye were connected, and that is a connection that's based in piezoelectric energy because our pineal gland has calcite crystals within it. A pineal gland's about this big, size of a pea. And within that pineal gland, there are microscopic calcite crystals. And the pineal gland puts those crystals under pressure. And when you put crystalline structures under pressure, especially quartz and calcite, those type of crystalline structures, they create energy. They create electricity. And that is the electricity that flows throughout our whole body. So it's created in the pineal gland. And that's piezoelectric energy that it creates. So throughout your body, piezoelectric energy is flowing through your nerves, created by the pineal gland. And that's how our soul and our consciousness is attached to our physical form, is through the pineal gland, because it is basically the electrical engine of the body. So, and the reason I mentioned the piezoelectric energy is because this device creates it, and it's one of the specific and important aspects of it. And I'll show you how it creates it. Now there's no piezoelectric energy in the device, nor is there any piezoelectric energy in a ring magnet. Now the ring magnet wants to sit like this. This is how it wants to sit, because the force field, the magnetic field, because these are polarized two different ways, this is how it wants to naturally sit. But I don't let it do that. So I take it and I twist it. You're strong. And I say, sorry, guy, but you've got to fit in like this. Okay? I know you don't want to, but this is how you need to do it. And by doing that, if you take two magnets and you force them to go against the field of against its magnetic field, it creates piezoelectric energy. So now this device is creating and pumping out piezoelectric energy. Again, take it off, turn it like this. It is not creating piezoelectric energy. Now, now it is creating piezoelectric energy. So I forget why I was going there. I do this every time. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so whatever that question was, I sure hope I answered it. If not, do it in all caps and I'll try again. Okay, this is an interesting question. Okay, Anita, if you're driving an electric car, will it suddenly stop if you have it with you? I don't know. That's a great question. I suppose if you threw it in the wheel, it'd stop. I don't know. But it's a fun question. Okay. Russia. Is water safe or will it stop working if it gets wet? Can it charge wet? Yeah, it's fine. The amount of when I say piezoelectric energy created is we'd never detect it. You know, it's in our brain, and you'd never detect that either. And so they're kind of at the same level. If it gets wet, they're created wet. They're electroplated. They're within solution and water, and I wash them. And so no, they're fine if they get wet. You just don't want water to get inside of here and sit. I mean, it probably won't hurt the device, but it might kind of cause the surface of the nickel coating on the magnet itself to kind of decay or oxidize a little bit, but it would still work. It just wouldn't look good. Okay. Nicoletta Rasu, can you please describe a bit more how the DEEMS device is connected with the ancient healing properties of the Egyptian Ankh and the Baghdad battery? Good question. The Baghdad battery, for those who don't know, is an ancient. It's been around for thousands of years. However, we know it scientifically to be around for a couple of thousand years. So we'll say a couple of thousand years. It's a clay pot, about so big. And in that clay pot, it's lined with like pitch or tar or something to seal it. And then they pound out copper into a sheet, and then they roll it up into a tube. Looking at it, this is a copper tube. So they roll it up into a tube and they seal the bottom, and then they put an iron rod inside. And inside the DEEMS device is an iron rod running flat. Right now it'd be that way, this way. So it's iron rod running through the center of this. It's a flat bar, really. So, and then there's a series of magnets this way and a series of magnets this way, and the rod's in the middle. In the Baghdad battery, you have the jar, then you have the tube, the copper tube sitting in the jar, and then you have the iron rod, and then they fill that whole jar up with, vinegar, wine, water if it has enough electrolytes in it, and those electrolytes electrically charge the copper and the iron because they interact, they exchange molecules, and in that process, they create electricity. So the Baghdad battery is just a contained little item with this tube inside and the fluid. And at the top of that, remember I said that the crystals create focus energy, and that focused energy at the tip of the pyramidal shape comes out like a little candle flame. Well, the Baghdad battery actually had enough energy to create a low amount of light. So when you're in the pitch darkness of, say, a pyramid, you have a Baghdad battery and you have enough light to see, to get around. But also, they would set that device, if they had hurt their arm, they'd set the Baghdad battery on it. And because it's creating that electricity, that electrical energy, it would draw that, like I said, the DEEMS device helps motivate the nerves to keep sending impulses. That Baghdad battery did the same thing. Then the Ankh. The Ankh was slightly different. It actually had within it, it had within it a series of magnets and crystals, quartz kind of crushed up in it together and under pressure. So you have the Ankh shape with the crossbar and then the down bar. Well, that Ankh shape, the shape of it focuses energy around it. If it was a circle, it would just keep going. But the Ankh causes it to go up and come back down. And then the crossbar, so if this was an Ankh, it's also called the crux ansata, meaning energy handle. I think it's energy handle. Anyway, so you have the energy of this, the way through the copper. This was also copper. So the energy, because naturally all things are not solid, the atoms are moving around and molecules are moving. So the molecules are moving through this shape of the Ankh. And as it moved around this way, it would exchange with the cross piece. And then this would exchange with the down rod. Now the down rod was just for convenience and for focusing and aiming energy. But the real work of an Ankh is the crossbar and the handle. The crossbar was filled with magnetite, quartz, and lapis lazuli. It just depends. They were just different. And then they would crush them and they would put them under pressure. So you're having magnets and crystals together inside the crossbar of the crux ansata. Don't ask me how I remember this. Actually, you can because I was there. But so the Ankh would come around, the energy would come around, and they would interact because this is creating energy now. Remember, this creates piezoelectric energy. And you're putting magnets again under magnetite under pressure, which created, and the quartz, because the crystalline structures under pressure create electricity. Microscopic amount, but it does. So you're having piezoelectric and actual natural electrical energy being created in the crossbar of a crux ansata or an Ankh. And this energy is working, and it's just constantly, sorry about that, and it's just constantly going. And so this energy would flow through the handle, and the shape of the handle would let it come up and out, and then it would interact with the atmosphere and then bring the energy back down here again. And it kept doing that. And as it kept going and going and going, it would build up more and more energy. And they would use that. They would hold it by the handle, say like this, and they would rub it up and down the body, just like we do the DEEMS device. And the DEEMS device does the exact same thing as the Baghdad battery and the Ankh. So the DEEMS device is both of those pieces put together into one little handled, convenient little thing, but much more powerful than they existed then. So that was a great question. It was a long answer. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. Oh gosh, we're nearly an hour. I don't mean to keep everybody. So let's answer one more question and we'll give away the DEEMS device and the set of crystals. Okay? Because I love you guys so much. I could be here for hours, but we won't do it. We'll stay under an hour. Okay, one more questions. Oh, thank you, Sandy Wright. That's very kind. Susan Foley, this is a good question. What if the person the device is being used on is standing in water? It would actually work a lot better. Wouldn't you not think that, right? You'd think you get some sort of like shock or something, but no, because water is a crystal. Water has a crystalline structure and form. And so you're standing in it and you're drawing up earth and universal energy through your feet and through the water, which the water is enhancing that. So you're getting enhanced natural energy. This is amping it up and it would work even better. So if you want to use it underwater, it would really work well. Somebody do that and let me know. Okay, that's a good question. Tickle doctor, I'm assuming. Will it help purify water? Magnetism tends to purify water. There's actual research on that. Why they don't do it now, I don't know. But magnets do purify water. Crystals purify water, and they change the vibration. And piezoelectric energy created is a really, really, really good energy to consume. If you have water, and this is creating a little bit of piezoelectric energy, and it's being purified by the magnetic field that it's emanating. And I wouldn't leave it under there. I mean, you could, for a little while, just make sure there's no water standing in here, clean it, dry it. or just put the ring magnet in or whatever. But if it starts to rust, just you don't want the rust in the water. So that's why we're coated in nickel. But we don't want to keep it wet. So we could put it in a bottle of water for a little while. And it's not going to purify it like reverse osmosis water, but it will on an energy level, it will change your water to a positive, much more positive, drinkable solution. So on that, we're going to give it away. So I'm going to ask everybody, because you all have been chatting. I've been chatting, but at you, not with you as much. I would like everybody, because you all know who's been on here, and I don't want to choose, but I will allow all of you to choose. So I would like some nominations. And if y'all just type in the name of somebody that's here, and we'll see who we come up with. Okay. Oops, hold on. To refresh it. Okay, don't be shy. Come on. You can nominate yourself, so sure, why not? We're all one, right? Hey, Dawn, for Angel, I know that you just put Danny, and she's already getting one. So she doesn't count on this particular giveaway. Although I love her. And before we go, we're going to talk about October in her. Well, let's do that now. So I'm seeing some really, really great nominations. So we'll all go back and we'll pick from that. But before that, Danny, I would like you to just put up your link, if you don't mind, to the Galactic and Spiritual Informers Conference in October, because I'll be there. We'll have a booth there. We're going to be doing Kirlian photography. We're going to be doing healing Reiki sessions with the device. We're going to have a device for you to be able to use and test it out. So we'll be there. We'll be there full of love and excited, glad to help. So Danny, if you could type that in so people would have it. Also, we're creating, where's that email? We're creating a, hold on. Oh, wrong email. I had to print it out because I couldn't read. A Telegram group. We just created it. Michael, are you here? It's really, really early in China or Hong Kong. So I don't know if he's up and he's here with us. Let's see. Okay, I don't see a response. So let's say he's not here. But anyway, he's created it. It's going to be called the DEEMS family. And so I guess go on Telegram and do a search for DEEMS family. He has to change the name. It's DEEMS something else right now. What is it? Oh, Bodhagaya. It's DEEMS. He has it as DEEMS Bodhagaya, but I asked him to put DEEMS family because it's more inclusive. So look for DEEMS family in Telegram, and Michael has created it. Michael Wee, W-E-E. And let me. I don't know if I could type this in. It's a lot. Let me see if I can. Hold on. See if I can copy it over. Nope, wrong one. Okay, this way, because I need to copy it over. So I can do that really quickly for you guys. As soon as I get to that mailbox, I closed it for some silly reason. Okay, where is his email? see. There he is. Okay, well, I don't see though. It's because we have 23 emails. Oh, it's at the bottom. Okay. Okay, he did change the name. Here it is. I got it. Okay, yeah, I did it. I can't believe it. Okay, here we go. Now let me put it for you right here. This is the Telegram group. Michael did and changed it. Thank you, Michael. Michael, I don't know if you're here, but thank you. So there it is. So join that. I'll be on there when I can, and if I can, I mean, I will be, but I just don't know when. So that's a community for everybody to go to, ask and answer questions, talk to one another, learn how it works, help each other learn. We're a family. So that's where we're going to start doing that. Social group is on Telegram, and that is the link. Let me do it one more time. It always gets past me. So I'm assuming it's getting it past you too. So we have that. I'm really happy for that. And Danny, I didn't see, were you able to do the link for the Spiritual and Galactic and Spiritual Informers Conference? If not, just go to Galactic and Spiritual Informers Conference.com. Let me type it. Oh, I don't know if it's and though. Well, just try a search. I don't want to type it wrong. It's Galactic and Spiritual Informers Conference. I think I'm getting it right. I hope so. So anyway, yeah, it's on Elena's channel too. Thank you, Gail. So anyway, okay, all right, we're over an hour. Let's pick a winner. Okay, now we got some nominations. Let's see if I see a name that comes up more than once. Okay, I don't know who, there's the same name, but I don't know what person that is. So we gotta go back. It's almost like a drum roll. Sorry for the silence. Well, I saw that name twice, so where's it again? We are going to choose, because I saw her name 2-3 times, Heather Wiggle. We're going to give that to you, Heather. Are you still here? Provided you're still here. Yeah, you're still here. So we're going to send this one to Heather. So Heather, please email Erlene at deemsdevice@gmail.com. DEEMSDEVICE@gmail.com. Let me type it. Everybody can use that email. This isn't the only giveaway. There's going to be more, and I tend to give things away as often as I can. Sometimes we'll do it this way publicly. Most of the time we don't. We just do it. So So thank you all so very much. I truly love you all. I truly appreciate every single one of you. And bye. I do love you. Have a wonderful afternoon. And send us an email if you have any questions or issues. Bye-bye. See you on Telegram.